What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I have an amazing due diligence. I have to say that Charles Gasparina, despite all his efforts to push our case down, he helped us to find out the issue because of which we have an MMTLP. We had an MMTLP ticker symbol as a tradable ticker symbol back in 2021 on OTC markets. On top of that, I will show you that another community member made exactly the same conclusion, but he found out it via completely different approach, and this is really amazing. And at the end of this video, if I have enough time, I will show you an update in regards to Richard Hoffman's arbitration and in regards to the panel of 3 juries who are, in my opinion, also trying to stonewall our efforts. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and hit the like button directly for me, because it is very important to see this support from you, from my viewers. So, and let's start with the news itself. First of all, guys, yesterday I showed you in my video that I was muted from subreddit MMTLP because of, for some reason they thought I was spamming this subreddit, but definitely it is not, because I do my updates on a daily basis. And guys, what is more importantly to me, I found I received this letter. Let me quote it for you. Hey Andrew, I'm sorry to hear that MMTLP subreddit muted you. I have been posting your videos up on my sub for a while now. Our sub is just under 1500 members and they do look forward to your daily updates. I know I do. I would lean toward the sub owner getting pressure from some shield members who report your posts. What better way to push you down than to mute you? You have great videos with tons of information. I would have to say that the more info found and put on display, the more it scares them. We as a community are getting closer to our objective with each passing day, weeks and months. You are a big part of this community. Keep doing what you are doing. At any rate, I will continue to post your videos on Reddit. Here is the link to that sub. And the name of the sub is next_bridge_HC. And here it is, guys. I have to say that it is not the smallest one. It has 1500 members. And here you can see my videos. And it is very important to see this support, guys. And I have to admit that if you don't have enough information on this Reddit, on this subreddit, you can use this subreddit next_bridge_HC. So, and let's start with other news. Charles Gasparina, and you know this person is trying to push our case down. He wrote this tweet just yesterday. Let me quote it for you. Breaking news on MMTLP. Had a long conversation with people at OTC markets on the subject of how MMTLP was being traded on the OTC. Sorry to disappoint the alleged MMTLP experts, but it all came down to the company getting a QSIP. That's right, the QSIP. Here's why. MMTLP was awarded by a Nasdaq exchange-listed company. If you hold a stock of a company listed on a public exchange and received a security like MMTLP with a QSIP, just about anyone can go to a broker-dealer and sell it. The place it is sold bearing an additional listing is the OTC. The company either knew that or should have known. It's the law and there is nothing they can do to change it. Here's something the OTC says the company should also have known. The authority to sell only extends to a non-affiliated people. In other words, minority shareholders, not company officials, they tell me. In other words, if MMTLP's issuer didn't want to trade with retail, it shouldn't have bought a QSIP. As for FINRA stepping in and halting trading, it explained the following. FINRA has authority on the OTC just like the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq have over their markets. It is required to delist a security on the day it's scheduled to disappear for obvious reasons. Any traded security will have to be reversed. People were buying air at that point. As the Metamaterials press release pointed out on December the 7th, trades would have to be done by December the 8th. Tell Ralph Norman I said hello. And guys, it is very interesting and important tweet, and I didn't expect this from Charles Gasparina. He mentioned a very good point, but I will come back to this a bit later. Here is the part that he refers to, that on December the 7th, MMAT issued a press release where they stated that there is no more trades after December the 8th. And he refers to this screenshot, and let me show you this in details. It is a Metamaterials press release that was published on December the 7th. And here you can read this phrase: purchases of MMTLP executed after December the 8th will not receive the distribution. And guys, definitely my English is not the best, but I can understand that if you can make a purchases of MMTLP after December the 8th, this means this asset had to be tradable in between December the 8th and December 13th, where it should be cancelled. And guys, this is the part where Charles Gasparina doesn't know what he's talking about, but another part is really important, and again, I will show you this in just a couple of minutes. On top of that, he refers to the fact that if company receives QSIP, this means that this company intends to trade this ticker symbol, and it is not the case. Here you can see the tweet that was made by Due Diligence, and let me quote you this. Yes, the company procured the QSIP number, but let's not forget the reason data behind this move. It wasn't about making MMTLP a tradable security. It was about meeting regulatory requirements and the facilitating smoother dissemination of the Series A preferred shares. In essence, Gasparina is chasing shadows while the real substance of the matter lies untouched. And you have to remember that MMAT purchased this QSIP number in order to be able to perform a spin-off and to perform other actions. But this is a real loophole, and in a minute I will show you what I'm talking about. But for now, let me show you the reason why MMTLP was halted. Here you can see the screenshot of the last trading date, and Pocahontas wrote this 17 hours ago. 100% true. Just before FINRA pressed the U3 halt button, level 2 apparently lit up with 505 messages among market makers. They were desperately seeking shares, and then FINRA came to their aid and imposed the U3 halt. We are still halted with our assets frozen 455 days later. And here is the screenshot of this level 2 information. As you can see, the price is at $2.9 and the number of shares is 505. And let me show you this. It is a frequently asked market maker signals. And you can see that 505 means I'm short on shares. This means all of these market makers are trying to seek more shares in order to cover their short position. And they cannot do it. That is why we had a lot of 505 messages in the level 2, and that is why FINRA implemented this U3 halt. But guys, let's take a look again on Charles Gasparina tweet, and let me show you this. Mark Basil responded to his tweet this. So you can trade it even without a ticker symbol. There is no MMTLP and until FINRA assigns it a ticker MMTLP to it. Just because the preferred dividend has a QSIP without a ticker and approval by FINRA to approve for trading, you are saying it can still be traded. I don't think the insiders could get it traded even via a broker application for ticker to effectuate an unsolicited trade, because that broker would be in for big time if they did that. I never heard of that unless it's secured, it's a secondary private market. A broker can take a private non-publicly traded security just because it has a QSIP and trade it. And guys, it is quite weird, but you can see that Tom Hutchlotner, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this surname, he wrote this: yes, they can sell. Then It is the responsibility of the broker that executes the trade to request a symbol from FINRA, so the trade can be reported. This does not OTC markets, a Form 15C2-11. And Richard said this: "Thanks, it's good to know the problems are worse than I thought. I think once we found out who that seller is on that trade, the clearer the picture may become. Thank you." And guys, I think we know that first two companies who made the very first trade of MMTLP was GTS Securities and Concord Genuine. And these two companies potentially is the first wrongdoers. So let me quote you further. Tom wrote, "Why is this worse? It would seem to potentially exonerate a whole class of firms that people have mailing market makers, and instead means that it is likely that FINRA and broker-dealers did nothing wrong in the symbol creation process." So it's some kind of loophole, and I will show you again what I'm talking about. After the symbol is created, it will show up on the CAT reportable list, and firms can accept and display unsolicited orders on a quotation medium like OTC markets. This would exonerate them as well. So, to be clear, after FINRA assigns it a symbol, correct? And Tom responded, "A broker can accept an order and execute a trade in a security that has no ticker symbol." And guys, this is the loophole. After trade execution, the broker would then request FINRA assign the security a ticker. Once the ticker has been assigned, other orders can be displayed in a quotation medium like OTCX. And Mark wrote this: "Yes, the broker conducted an unsolicited trade, then applied to FINRA for a symbol, which then approved it to be quoted on the OTC. It all started with an unsolicited trade under the exemption to the issue filing at 211. And Tom wrote this: "Issuers don't file 211s and don't think FINRA approves anything. They fine you after the fact if you violate their rules. And nobody needs to file a 211 to display unsolicited orders, as you apparently agree the first orders in MMTLP likely were." So guys, it is quite interesting, but here is the loophole. MMTLP bought a QSIP number in order to be able to perform their activity, to perform their upcoming activity of spin-off and to issue preferred shares. And by this fact, the wrongdoers started to find out these ticker symbols, and they found MMTLP, and they executed the first trade. And after the first trade, broker-dealers who received this order, they had to receive the ticker symbol, and they did it. That is why MMTLP became tradable without even the knowledge of MMAT and TRCH executives. And guys, this is the real loophole that was used in order to push the MMTLP shares down. And I think it is not the only ticker symbol, and it is not the only company who had the same issues and who has the same issue right now. And that is why, guys, I think the problem is huge and we have to solve it. And I think this question should be addressed in the upcoming lawsuits, and potentially Mark will add this information to his lawsuit. And let me remind you that just several weeks ago, he said that he is preparing a new major lawsuit in regards to MMTLP saga. And guys, another MMTLP community member made the same conclusion. Adisseus wrote this, and guys, this is even more important because he found out he basically made the same conclusion via completely different approach. Adisseus found out that it was two QSIP numbers, and one of them was cancelled, but for some reasons, after the cancellation, it appears again and it started to be tradable. So let me quote you these highlighted parts. QSIP 59134U203, which has applied for K&L Gates on July the 6th, 2021, was the QSIP application once active, my language, was then associated with a trade caused by at least one trade by a FINRA member that caused the setup of ticker MMTLP per Rule 6622 transaction. And he refers to the same rule that was mentioned in this thread. So, As I understand it, the first instance of QSIP 8910-2U202 for Series Preferred A was applied for prior to the merger, but as I understand it, supposedly cancelled, hence requiring the second application. As I understand it, the cancellation was a function of pushback from CGS. But somehow, the first instance of QSIP persists to this day in funds. How QSIP 89102U202, as it reportedly was cancelled and still made into index funds, is a mystery to me. More bizarre is how the second instance was traded to become associated with that trade by a FINRA member that caused the setup of symbol MMTLP and its association with the second QSIP instance, especially as it clearly was the intent of issuer of Series Preferred A per the agreement to not expect a market to develop. And yes, I think this is a major loophole that we found out, and I think this is the reason, the main reason, the base how they can perform, market makers and wrongdoers, how they perform this illegal activity and how the MMTLP ticker symbol became tradable. So guys, and the last but not the least, Richard Hoffman yesterday wrote this tweet, and I covered it in my previous video. He said, as I will be explained in a video, today I asked the director of FINRA arbitration to give my chief arbiter a mental competency examination. No, it's not Uncle Joe. And he added this, by the way, I thought it was some kind of joke, but it is not. Later on, he wrote this, to be addressed in a video later today. If your lead arbiter in your arbitration against Fidelity was as old and competent as the current president, would that cause you concern? And in his video, Richard explained that his main arbiter is an 81-year-old person, and he basically does nothing except for just deny all the oppositions and all the filings that Richard makes. And he does it without any explanation. He just say, no, it will not move forward, and that's it. That is why Richard is trying to challenge this arbiter, and I have to say that Richard is paying a lot of money out of his pocket in order to push his case forward. He pays thousands of dollars and he receives nothing. And that is why he does his best in order to push this case forward. And guys, we have to support every community member who is pushing our case forward no matter what. And that is why we have to unite, and for this reason we have to spread this information to as many people as we can. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna